Alright, got me a piece of stabilized Chinese elm here. Yes, it bled out a lot. Some of that stuff I've done really bleeds out, and some of it don't bleed out much. But anyway, we're gonna make one of these little red colored slimline pens out of it. I'm gonna go cut it and drill it and get it ready to turn. Alright, now instead of digging in these kits and getting these out, I'll open my drawer here, and I always keep some of these spares in here, and that keeps me from having to dig out all the kits all the time. And then you just clean them off with some of this 150 emery, and that'll take the shine off of it and rough it up some. That way it will super glue would adhere better. Now this I use the medium all the time, but it had been so long since I had last used this. I let it set up for a while, and it was getting thicker than what I wanted for my finishes. So I just add a little thin to it, and now it may be a little thinner than what I like for this purpose, but it still works. It just drips everywhere. But it'll fill in all the little gaps and cracks and all from your drilling. You just want to get down in there and make sure you're getting good coverage inside your hole, because if you're not getting a good wet coverage inside that hole, then it's not sticking there. And this is just a little dowel rod I push it in with. You can clean that up off the sander whenever you get done, whenever it gets too much glue on it, but that's all it takes. And yes, be sure and clean your tip real good before you put your cap back on, or you'll have problems next time. We'll let it set up for a while, and then we'll come back and drill it, or come back and mill it and turn it. Alright, for this one I'm going to use this Odie's oil. Still got a little alcohol. Let me blow it off. There we go, all the alcohol evaporated. Now, I used to do this when it was still with the bushings on the end, until I noticed that I wasn't getting the ends of some of my bigger ones good and coated in this Odie's oil. So I decided to do it with these Teflon bushings. That way I make sure I get every piece of exposed wood by it. And you just take this little piece of Scotch-Brite, this fine Scotch-Brite. I just order it and cut it up in little bitty pieces. Dip it in there, and it don't take much. But you want to rub it in real good. They say that friction on there just kind of works it into any open grain. Usually I'll turn it on and I'll work it in like that just a little bit. So it takes a few minutes, or well, I don't know how much it really takes. I usually spend a few minutes working it in like this, and then just let it sit. We'll let it sit for about 10 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, I said I'd be gone 10 minutes, but it's more like 25 minutes. I got caught up talking to a neighbor. That happens when they sent the package to my address instead of his. But anyway, once you get it back, let it set up for a while. I think the most it really needs to set up is about an hour before you clean it off like this. It says right there on the bottle, but I started doing this way. You just keep doing it, and it works. But you rub the majority off, then just buff it out. And I just like using this so much better than that friction polish. It seems to be a more durable finish. I know most of your friction polish is an alcohol base, and over time my fingers kind of wear it off, but this here seems to hold up pretty good. But that's going to be pretty. Let's put her together. Alrighty. Clean off these ends a little bit. You can see how they get the marks on them. So these little slimline kits I've gotten them from 2 or 3 different places over the years, and they all the same. So I just get them from the manufacturer now when I order them. I'm guessing they're the manufacturer. Get them straight from China. Once you get on, and I just started, couldn't get the exact finish I normally get last time, so I got this red finish. And I wasn't real crazy about it at first, but the more I use it, I guess it just grows on me. Get back in there. Let you get the tip in there. You want to go into that groove right there. A lot of times I try and stop a little short, because if for some reason you're a little bit off on your tube, or you accidentally go a little too far and it goes in too far, then you'll tear something up trying to get a part to redo it. And you see I got to go more. It's not quite far enough. And I always just put my finger right there when I'm pressing right here, and I can feel a lot of times what I'm doing before I see it. And that's all the way. So that's a good distance. Now, yep, that'll be right. I want this to go this way. And there you go. So that Odie's oil, it'll just, I mean, it's cured to the touch, enough to touch, but over time it'll finish hardening up and curing. But you can fool with it right afterwards. You're good to go. But tell me what you think about that little Chinese elm with that red finish slimline. I like that. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, you can give me a thumbs down. That's okay. Leave me a comment if you would, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one.